We have checked the credentials of Tom Clare, the country's premier defamation lawyer who won $750 million from Fox News, among other cases. Tom, it's good to see you. I never thought you and I would be talking about dating, but here we go. Look, women have been comparing notes about men since time began. If you do it online, you do it publicly, and it's untrue, does that make it different?
Well, first of all, I'm just happy that these apps were not around when I was in the dating pool. That I don't need any Yelp-style reviews of my dating game, but it is different because you have a capacity to do enormous reputational harm with something that you put online. The audiences for these chat rooms are enormous, and it creates a public issue if people are saying false statements of fact about you, including some of the ones you just had up on the screen. These are serious allegations. If you're accusing someone of having committed a crime or engaging in fraud or having a sexually transmitted disease, obviously that would have serious reputational consequences in your professional and your business life. And so it is different when you have such a broad audience for these factual allegations.
You think about where the world is right now, and that Facebook and all the social media companies say, hey, it's not us. You know, we just allow people to post. They have enormous protections under the law because of that. Are we getting to the point where there is some type of desire either to have that change, and it'll change legally, or that at some point somebody's going to be able to sue not these women who probably don't have, unless by chance they happen to be very wealthy, enough money to make it worth one of these cases, where somebody can sue Facebook and say, what's being said about me is untrue, it needs to come down?
Well, I think, certainly there's a lot of pressure already to change that law, the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. There's always been in recent years an effort to try to get that changed to make Facebooks and others who moderate content liable. And Facebook is taking disinformation off of its site. So why is this any different if they're going to have the immunity to pick and choose which content they're going to keep on and which content they're going to leave on? And also traditional media, even like newspapers who are in the same boat, they're liable for defamation. If they publish something false, they want Section 230 to be changed as well, because they want an even playing field with Facebook as they're competing for eyeballs and viewers. So I do think, there's a lot of pressure. It's just figuring out how to do that, how to draw that line between someone who is just a platform that allows content to be posted versus someone who is editing, moderating, and picking and choosing the content that gets put out to people.
So what is going to be the test case, right? What's the watershed moment where the word goes forth from this time and place that you can't say things online that are demonstrably untrue? You can say opinions. You can say, hey, the guy never called me back. You can say he's a jerk. You can say he didn't pay for dinner. But you can't say he's a murderer.
Right. Well, I mean, look, the liability exists today. It's just the question of who your defendant is. If you say those factual things online, the person who posted it is liable for making those false statements. The Facebooks of the world point to that as an adequate remedy. And for the reasons you said, the fact that most of these individual posters are judgment proof and really not effectively worth suing and going through the costs of litigation, there needs to be someone who can be held accountable for that. But, today you see people who are suing, and as I suspect this plaintiff is suing, not necessarily for the money, but to have a public place where he can publicly say, these things are false, and I want an adjudication from a court that says these things are false and provably so.
Well, as you said, there are no Yelp reviews of yours or my dating life, and I think that probably is a good thing. Tom, we mentioned that you were our second choice for this interview, but I think you reported yourself very well. You will be invited back, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland. It's been great to be here with you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.